There we go. Hello, YouTube. Hello. Hello, YouTube. Hello, all. All right. And TikTok is already set up. All right. One sec here. La la la. La 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 la. All right. TikTok is set. Excellent. Excellent. All right. Welcome, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Happy. We say it like Greeks. Happy Friday. Oh, boy. I'm tired. But I'm always tired, so that's not really anything new, I guess. Anyway, hello guys. Hey, Big Hawk. Dog, I'm gonna let you go, but so help me God, you eat something, you're getting yelled at. Just be forewarned. She was asleep on my bed, nice and calm, and I was like, "Yay, she's gonna be calm this show." And then she woke up, and that was the end of that. Anyway, welcome, folks. John Aravosis here. It's Friday, November 7th. Woo woo! Got it. It felt like summer just ended too quickly, and now it's like November. Crazy. We're 2 weeks away from Thanksgiving, which is crazy. Yeah. Oh, no, she's just walking around. Okay, really? I'm looking at her like already eating stuff. All right, that's it. Hey, get in here. She likes to roam around. I try to be nice. Get in here. Come on. Hey. Come on. Oh, my God. Let's go. Let's go. Jeez Louise. I try to be the nice dog daddy, and what does it get me? I literally look through the window, and she's eating dirt. It's like, oh, my God. Oh, my God. That's my little girl. Oh, jeez. Oh, God. I know, stick eating or dirt eating. I'd actually just moved a bunch of my plants inside because it's finally getting to freezing enough. Because I have a number of plants I keep for the winter, like you can even see on actually both of you. Well, you can barely tell in the back. Actually, I brought a couple things in. I have the Christmas cactuses were outside on YouTube and Discord. They're there. On TikTok, they're there. I had them outside because I'm trying to get them cold enough to flower. Because they get it like darkness and cold arriving can make them flower. But I have a bunch of geraniums for TikTok. They're back here on two shelves. You can see them. For YouTube, they're back here on two shelves. And I just bring them in every fall. And they survive for 4 months indoors. I bring them outside, and they're great. And, it's a pain in the ass to go to Home Depot and buy them. So, because I don't have a car, it's not like buying 6 big geraniums at Home Depot would be a pain in the ass without a car, And who wants to deal with ice anyway? So, anyway, so welcome, guys. But yeah, we're finally getting freezing-ish weather. Not freezing yet, but freezing-ish. Yeah, why don't you just kind of, well, there you go. Okay, good girl. All right. She's climbing back into her bed. I'm like, all right. My crazy dog. Yeah, Christmas cactuses, I don't want to get into too much plant talk. We're going to turn everybody else off. But Christmas cactuses will flower based on the day getting shorter and the day getting colder. So it depends. If you've got a window that gets sufficiently cold, that can, like in New York, my plants went from sun to no sun because the way the sun changed, and the coldness of the windows made my Christmas cactuses explode. Here, I found that bringing them outside, the problem is it's getting a little late, so it depends where you live. It's already, they can stay outside till about 38, 40 degrees. I would not go below 40 degrees, though. So, a little late now. Anyway, so welcome, everybody. John Aravosis here. So, tomorrow, we have our coffee talk for the paid monthly subscribers. I do a special show. It's not a sunset. I wish it were. It's just my lights behind my TV reflecting in my window. But it looks like a nice sunset, so I don't object to it. But yeah, so tomorrow morning we've got our coffee talk, which is the weekly show I do every Saturday morning, Saturday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern. Oh, thank you for the turkey, Annie, my Joey turkey. But we do our show every Saturday morning for the paid monthly subscribers as a thank you. We hang out. It's nice. We hang out. So 11 a.m. Saturday morning. So let's do that. Thank you, Sandria. Anyway, let's get rolling, guys. So welcome. Thank you, Jean. Oh, I didn't even give the gift pitch, and you're giving gifts. Look at you. I very much appreciate the gifts. As you know, they super fans You get to do the weekend show. Super fans, you get some emojis. Gifts in general, like you're giving TikTok, YouTube, also just support my work. So in general, I very much appreciate the gifts. I always say this for any creators you like, consider the gifts. You're helping support their work. So it's very nice of you. So thank you. Anyway, thank you, Jean-Marquis, for the hat. Let's get rolling, guys. So there isn't a ton of news. There's news today. There is not a ton of news, I will say. Oh, hello. Oh, that's a fun one. That was a fun one. Thank you, Annie. There isn't a ton of news, but there's news. So let's go through it. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer proposed extending, basically, Democrats came up with another offer to try to end the shutdown. Republicans said no. What's going on? And frankly, I'm not terribly impressed with the Republicans on this. Two things are going on. One, voters are blaming Republicans. We already know that. Okay. Trump admitted it Tuesday night or Wednesday morning. Trump said, voters blamed us. It was a disaster, blah, blah, blah. Thank you, Cody. So the voters are blaming Republicans for the shutdown. At the same time, Republicans are refusing to negotiate with the Democrats to open up the government. And if the voters are blaming you for shutting down the government, why would you want to keep shutting down the government? Now, especially because, and again, the really bad thing that Democrats are asking is to help make sure health insurance costs don't double, right? By the way, there is no Ukraine news today, Corzo. I already looked at it. There's literally one or two stories. There's no news from Ukraine today. I do Ukraine news, but there ain't a lot of news. And the world is ending, so we kind of cover that too. Like the end of democracy in America and America becoming a fascist militaristic state kind of matters as well as Ukraine, but there's no Ukraine news anyway. So Democrats proposed today extending the expiring Obamacare subsidies for a year. So basically subsidizing people's health insurance for another year, opening the government basically for another year and doing it that way. That was more or less what they were offering. Republicans were like, no negotiations until you open the government. Well, why should Democrats agree with Republicans to open the government if they're not going to negotiate until after the government's open, right? I mean, Republicans are saying, oh, we could discuss Obamacare once we open the government. Well, once we open the government, what's the incentive for Republicans to discuss Obamacare? None, right? There's no reason to, then the government's open. So it's just a bunch of BS from these guys. And again, the voters are blaming Republicans for the shutdown. If I were Republicans, I wouldn't be going, no, we're not going to negotiate. And they're not. Donald Trump, my favorite Donald Trump. Trump today issued a statement, a tweet at 4:15 p.m. today and said, the U.S. Senate should not leave town until they reach a deal on not healthcare, but on the shutdown. And then 45 minutes later, Trump got on a plane and flew to Florida to go play golf. Which I love. I mean, he really did. I love it. It's like classic Trump. No one leaves town until we open up the government. It's that important. Now, I'm going to go play golf. So he left for Florida. Big surprise. The flight cancellations. So the flight cancellations were not as bad today as predicted. They were about 3%. It's going to get worse. Trump has decided to shut down air travel in America as basically, okay, he claims it's for safety because of the shutdown. I doubt it. I suspect it's Trump shutting down aviation in America as punishment because he's trying to make it as painful as possible. Because again, this is Trump's crazy thing. He thinks if he makes the shutdown as painful as possible, Democrats will cave and give Trump everything he wants. Well, here's the problem. As Trump himself admitted Wednesday morning of this week, the public blames Republicans for the shutdown. So if Republicans blaming Republicans, why would Democrats feel like the more pain there is in the economy or the more pain people feel because of the shutdown, the more they're going to blame that pain on Republicans and Donald Trump because Trump already admitted the voters blame Republicans for the shutdown. So do you know what I mean? Like it doesn't make sense what Trump is doing. He's trying to make the shutdown more and more painful, but he already admitted people blame him for the shutdown. So if he makes it more painful, voters are going to blame Republicans even more. And again, it makes it less likely for Democrats to do anything because they'll be like, okay, you don't want to negotiate. You would rather do something that the public is going to blame you for. Like, okay, Sounds good to me. So that's what's going on with that. So Trump has decided he's going to shut down air travel in America increasingly every week. He started with about 3% today, 4%, 5% over the weekend. In a week, he claims he's going to shut down 10% of air travel. And his transportation secretary today said in the next couple of weeks, which takes us to Thanksgiving, really, they're looking at shutting down possibly 20% of American air traffic. Again, just to punish us, apparently. Because think about this, actually. Think about it. This is what doesn't make sense. Somehow, first of all, I don't really understand this. Somehow, because air traffic controllers aren't getting paid, it's hurting air traffic. Okay, whatever. Now, maybe they're trying to claim that the air traffic controllers are having sick outs or something, that they're refusing to work. Okay. But if they're refusing to work, why are you only cutting 3% of air traffic today? Why not cut right? Like, I don't get it. Why you're cutting 3% today, 5% on the weekend, and 10% by next Friday? But why? Again, they're lying, guys, is the point here, right? If air traffic controllers are refusing to work and it's therefore dangerous to fly, you wouldn't cut flights 3% today, plan 5% on Sunday, and plan 10% next week. We're gonna, right? I mean, that suggests you need to cut 10% of flights to make it safe. Then why would we let people fly the next week if it's not safe until the 10%? And if 10% is enough to make it safe, why are they now saying we might do 20% in 2 weeks, right? Shouldn't we do 20% now if it's dangerous? They're lying. I mean, they're just totally lying, right? It makes no sense. It just makes well, they're lying. We know this. Trump is suing. Oh, so this was interesting. So Trump today filed suit to force a court to, I'm trying to figure out how to say this the best way. Trump filed suit to stop a court from making him feed 42 million Americans. So as you know, part of Trump's idea for putting pressure on Democrats about the shutdown is he decided to cut food to 42 million Americans. That's a pretty big, sizable piece of people. 42 million Americans get SNAP benefits, food stamp benefits, and Trump said, well, they're all Democrats anyway. He literally claimed, he lied, by the way. Most of them are Republicans. Actually, the largest group are Republicans who get food stamps. But he goes, they're Democrats anyway. We're going to cut off, food benefits, and it'll pressure Democrats. The court stepped in and said, no, Donald, you're not allowed to starve to death 42 million Americans, including half of those Americans are children. So 21 million children as a political tactic. Trump today sued to overturn the court case requiring him to feed people. He's upset the court is telling him, no, you can't cut off food to these people. You've got to give them the food. He's suing to stop the court from making him feed 42 million Americans, including 21 million children. I mean, again, this is who this guy is. And again, the voters already blame him. They already blame the Republicans for the shutdown. What does he think this is doing to the Republican image, saying, in addition to everything else we did with the shutdown, we're now going to take food away from 21 million children? I mean, literally? Thank you, Terry. I mean, what's interesting too is because sometimes Democrats like to give examples. Oh, millions of children are starving, right? And you never know, because sometimes there's a little hyperbole. In this case, we literally know. We literally know it's 42 or 43 million people get food stamps. They're not getting them because Trump cut it off. We literally know that half of those are children. So we literally know Donald Trump has taken food away from 21 million children. I mean, it's one of the most amazing, in a bad way, kind of situations because there's no exaggeration necessary. We literally know the data. He took food away from 21 million children because he doesn't care. And as Trump said previously, because he thinks they're Democrats. And in fact, they're Republicans, which just adds to the irony of it all, right? A federal judge has barred the Trump administration from using furloughed employees' email accounts to broadcast partisan messages about the shutdown. So what Trump was apparently doing was, when you're out of office message, let me get 1 second with you. Thank you for the gift there. When you do the out of office message and your email bounces and says, oh, I'm out of the office. I think that's what this was. Trump decided to have all the federal employees' emails, when they would bounce, say, I'm not at work because the Democrats shut down the government, this kind of crap. Well, somebody sued and the judge said, yeah, you can't use a federal employee's email account to broadcast a partisan political message because it's not clear Democrats shut it down. That's an argument of debate, right? So that's going to piss him off. United Kempo Martial Arts, thank you for the question and the gift. What's the reason government employees don't get paid because of a shutdown, and do politicians get paid during it as well? I have no clue how this works. I don't understand it entirely either. Congress gets paid, believe it or not. The Congress does get paid. Congressional staff, okay, I don't want to get this wrong. I used to be congressional staff. As I recall, I know members of Congress get paid. So the senators and the House members get paid. Congressional staff, I'm not 100% sure. I think for congressional staff, I thought for congressional staff, only the, what do you call the employees that are like the, help me out, people. What's it called? Not the critical employees, or what's the word? But I don't quite remember. Is it because, well, I mean, they do have a separate budget, but it's part of the budget process. Essential employees, thank you. It's still part of the budget process. So they don't have a separate budget. They have a separate budget, but they don't have a separate budget because their budget is still part of the budget process. It's paid by our taxes. But yeah, so okay, so our congressional employees paid. Somebody help me out here. I'm going to guess they're paid because the members of Congress are. Does anybody know for the congressional employees? It's a good question. I just assumed they're being paid. We always have to wait too, because there's always like a 10-second delay. Not getting a clear answer from anybody here. I'm a little surprised. That's not my question, Ocean. Everyone's retroactively paid. That's not the question. The question is, are congressional staffers getting paid or not during the shutdown? I don't care about the pages. Okay, nobody knows. Well, people are disagreeing here. I know I could ask Boyfriend. I don't know if I trust Boyfriend on this one, though. They are getting paid. Yeah, people are being, yeah. Let me see what Boyfriend says, because you guys are being kind of all over the place here. I don't know that this is going to get it right, but does everybody else have this too, where their iPhone just decides to lock up all the time? I was just using this before the show, and it always sits here and goes, oh, plug in your password to get it working again. And I'm like, why do I have to plug in my password 20 times a day on the damn iPhone? Okay, Boyfriend, we've got a question here on the live show. Are congressional staffers being paid throughout the shutdown? I know that members of Congress are. Are all congressional staffers? Are essential staffers? How does it work for whether congressional staffers get paid? Somebody just said, yes, we are getting paid, but is that all staff?
So here's the scoop. During a government shutdown, members of Congress do keep getting their paychecks because the Constitution basically guarantees that. But for congressional staffers, it's a bit different. They're not automatically paid during the shutdown. Some might end up working without pay or might be furloughed, depending on their role. So it's not all staffers getting paid, just the members themselves.
Okay, that was a bullshit answer. Did you notice that was ChatGPT lying? It said, so some might get paid, some might not. It kind of depends. That was not a real answer. That was not a real answer. That was a bullshit answer. Yeah, that I don't think that was a good answer from the Boyfriend. That sounds like a BS answer to me, though. You know, mandatory spending. Google says they don't. See, the problem is, first of all, somebody just Google. There's got to be an article. I mean, I can Google right now. There's got to be an article about it. Mandabear, not Mandalay. Hang on a second here. Are congressional staff paid during shutdown? Let's just see, because there's going to be what you do with stuff like. Okay, see. All you have to do is pull up a news article. I mean, I didn't want to do it because I was in the middle of the show, but that's the obvious way to do it. All right. Hold on. We know members of Congress will get paid because of how they're paid. It's treated under the Constitution. Oh, interesting, because the Constitution says they shall receive it. Huh. Interesting. Lawmakers' pay has been funded by a permanent appropriation since 1983. Members' pay rate, How about congressional staff? Oh, it's not showing. We already knew that. When it comes to congressional staffers, each office determines which employees are deemed essential and thus allowed to keep working during a shutdown. Most are expected to keep all or nearly all of their employees on boards, though the staffers won't be paid until more funding is approved. Okay, that answers the question there. I was going to say, I remember us going through a possible shutdown when I was there, and we had the whole discussion on whether we were essential or not, and I was. Okay. Now, you're supposed to get back paid. Everyone is supposed. Well, no, boyfriend was not right, Omar, because boyfriend gave a bullshit answer. Boyfriend said, well, it kind of depends. Some might be paid, some might not. He was giving an answer that he didn't know and was going, well, maybe. That was a Japanese answer. That was maybe. And you're like, when yeah, I don't think so. The West Wing episode, although West Wing may not have gotten it right anyway. Was there an episode in Veep as well? God, I loved Veep. Veep was so damn good. So yes, everyone is supposed to get back pay. Trump is now making it sound like maybe they won't. Congressional staffers will, of course, get back pay. That's not a question. But whether federal employees get it, Trump is making it sound like they won't. Actually, what Trump is doing now, Trump is making it sound like he's going to make Democrats negotiate for federal employees to get paid. That like Democrats have to give something up if they want federal employees paid. He's such a jerk. It's just kind of amazing. What else we got here? Oh, so the Thanksgiving. Oh no, inflation first. Well, this is all part of the same story. Inflation. Trump claimed today, inflation is over. It's gone. It was either today or late yesterday. It's gone. Everyone keeps talking about affordability. They should stop talking. This was the quote. They should stop talking about affordability. Inflation's literally zero. It's gone. Okay, so a couple things. One, affordability was the big buzzword used during the election on Tuesday that propelled Democrats across the country into office, including governors of New Jersey and Virginia. They won because they kept talking about affordability. Things are not affordable. Things are too expensive. Inflation's gone out of control. It's still out of control. Trump came out today and said, he goes, it's virtually gone. There's no inflation anymore. And therefore, we should stop talking about it. I mean, guys, inflation is at 3%. Inflation is supposed to be at 2%. That's when it's considered safe. At 3%, 3% is getting more dangerous, which is why interest rates, they're not sure what to do. It's 50% higher than it's supposed to be. As you and I all know, inflation ain't doing well. Prices at the grocery store, eggs have come down. Everything else, not great. Nothing else has come down. I mean, my milk goes up and down a little, but all the other prices are horrific. For him to claim that inflation is no longer a problem and Republicans should stop talking about it, first of all, thank you, because I can't think of anything better for Democrats than for Republicans to stop talking about inflation. I think that's great. I think that's freaking great, right? Let Republicans stop talking about inflation. That would be the funniest damn thing ever, because voters are going to be pissed, absolutely pissed. If Republicans refuse to focus on inflation, which they are, which hurt them in the election, but also please do let Republicans repeat what Donald Trump said and claim that inflation is no longer a problem, right? Inflation's no longer a problem. Oh, please let them say that. Please tell every American that they're crazy when they think everything's so expensive at the grocery store. No, I mean, it's fabulous. The other thing, Trump also claimed, and of course, I mean, he's a liar, but he's also a little crazy. Trump claimed today, every year when it's Thanksgiving in America is the fourth Thursday. Oh my God, I'm already forgetting. Is it the fourth or the third? I should know this. Wait, fourth or the third? I'm spacing out. It's the fourth. Yeah, the fourth Thursday. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the fourth Thursday of November. And every year, oh, that's a cool one, Gene. Oh, wow, Gene. Thank you. Oh, that's a totally cool gift. I've never seen that one before. That's a nice one. Thank you for the scarecrow. Very cool. Thank you. Every year for Thanksgiving, the news or some think tank or whatever does an analysis of how much Thanksgiving dinner costs. And In actuality, Thanksgiving dinner has gone down 5% this year. It's 5% less. What you should, and I read that, I went, oh, so maybe Trump, who knows? He gets credit, right? Well, guess how much it went down under Biden? It went down 4.5%. So under Biden, the last year, inflation, Thanksgiving dinner became 4.5% cheaper. And then under Trump, Thanksgiving dinner became 5% cheaper. Same thing. So no big difference under Trump and Biden. Trump is claiming today that Thanksgiving dinner, they just did the analysis. He goes, they did the analysis. They go in this group does the analysis of all the things you buy. And they found that it dropped the most in history, the most ever, 25% cheaper. It's never been like this before. Yeah, it's never been like this before because he's lying or he's a little crazy. What Trump is talking about is that the Walmart, one of our big, or maybe the biggest kind of big box store here in America, Walmart has done two things. They cut back the quality and the size of the Thanksgiving dinner they were selling. It used to have 29 packages in it. Now it has 22. It used to have a lot of brand name products. Now it has the generic like Walmart products. So they've been able to make it 25% cheaper. Now it actually is 25% fewer items. That's exactly right. If it goes from 29 to 22, that's 7. 7 times 4 is 28. It's 25% smaller and 25% cheaper. Okay, right? And it's a bunch of generic products and no longer brand name products. Trump, now you can debate that all you want. Trump claims that the fact that Walmart, that its Thanksgiving package is 25% cheaper. Trump went on a whole thing and said, so there's this outside group that does this analysis every year of how much Thanksgiving costs. And this year they determined Thanksgiving is 25% cheaper under Donald Trump. And it's never happened before. It's the most amazing thing. He just lies. Now, granted, there is something going on with the guy mentally, but he's also a pathological liar. He doesn't really care if he gets it right, blew my mind though. I was like listening to him going, you are such a freaking liar. Now, I did want to play this because I love this. So Trump is claiming that inflation's gone away, never going to be a problem again. And
in the United States for coffee,
we have Fox News.
prices are up in the United States for coffee. It's up almost 20%. Utility up 11.7%. And then electricity is up 5.1%, and vehicle repair, if you need your car fixed, it's up 11.5%. Prices are up in the United States for coffee. It's up.
I love that. I love that. I mean, even Fox News is talking about how inflation is getting out of control. So that one kind of cracked me up. Consumer sentiment is dropping. This is actually very bad. Thank you, Jocelyn. Consumer sentiment continues to drop. Consumer sentiment, very dangerous because the economy, 2/3 of the economy comes from consumer spending. We've talked about this before, but it's a really important. I remember studying economics classes in graduate school, and it kind of blew me away when I learned this statistic, or maybe it was the undergrad class. But 2/3 of the economy is based on consumer spending, meaning I would have thought like most of our economy was government spending and big businesses or something, right? No, most of our economy is you and me spending money. That's 2/3 or 60%, 60 to 66 of our economy is the money you and I spend. So when we get worried about the economy, when we think things are getting worse, when consumer sentiment, meaning our feelings about the economy, start going down and we start going, I'm getting worried, we start spending less money. When we spend less money, it takes money out of the economy. It starts to make the economy contract. Businesses have to start firing people or laying people off, right? A recession can start. So it's a big deal when people start getting worried about the economy. Well, Associated Press, consumer sentiment dropped to a 3-year low and close to the lowest point ever recorded by the University of Michigan 1 month into the government shutdown, with pessimism over personal finances, anticipated business conditions weighing on Americans. The November survey showed the index of consumer sentiment at 50.4, down a startling 6.2% from last month. So it dropped 6% in 1 month, which was considered startling. And it plunged nearly 30% from a year ago. Economists were caught off guard. They expected a slight month-to-month increase So the economists expected it to go up a little bit to 54. It dropped to 50. This is not good. This is not good. Because as we said, this is a lot of money it's the money that keeps the economy going, is the money you and I spend. And we're not going to spend money if we think the economy is going to help. We're all going to, basically you start to tighten up. You start to go, you know what? I'm getting a little worried. Maybe I'm not going to buy the extra TV or the new TV. I'll keep my old one for another year, or the car. I was going to buy a new car, or you might say, but I'm going to wait a year because I'm a little nervous. Will I have my job next year? Right. So people stop spending. And when collectively we stop spending, it makes the economy go down. It makes businesses then make less money. Businesses make less money. They've got to start laying people off. What happens when you start laying people off? Then they have less money and they spend less money. It's this cycle, this sort of horrible cycle starts going of less and less money in the economy. What else we got? Oh, this is great. Trump says the U.S. is going to boycott the G20 summit. It's a big summit of, sort of 20 top economies in the world. The U.S. is going to boycott the G20 summit in South Africa because of the treatment of white farmers in South Africa. Elon Musk convinced Trump that there is it's a lie, that white people in South Africa are oppressed. And it's this whole, because Trump is worried about anti-white racism everywhere. He sees it everywhere. And he believes South Africa has this vehement, out of control racism against white people. So he's not going to attend the meeting because he's angry at the South Africans for their anti-white racism. Again, it's made up. It's made up. He's crazy. Thank you, Amy, for that. Hi, dog. You're fine. Go lay down. Here. There you go. All right. Go lay down. You're fine. She was trying to get more water out of me and I refused. And now she gave up. Like, yes. All right. What else we got? Hungarian. Oh, here's a class. So a little bit. There isn't any Ukraine news, by the way. I went and grabbed some. There's a little bit, but there isn't really. Hey, Carlos. Thank you for that, for joining again. Trump was demanding the Europeans stop importing Russian energy, Russian oil, stuff like that. And two of the biggest importers are Hungary and Slovakia, who are big Putin suck-ups. They're total suck-ups to the Russians. What happened today? Trump exempted Hungary. Of course he did. I mean, I knew this was going to happen. He exempted Hungary, so Hungary no longer has to wean itself from Russian oil. What a surprise. Hegseth. Oh, this is great too. AP. Defense Secretary Hegseth says he wants to increase the sale of American arms to equip U.S. allies while also boosting the military-industrial base. In a more than hour-long speech to military leaders and top defense contractors, oh my God, an hour-long speech. Can you imagine him doing his monosyllabic speech, like every word's like one syllable? Oh my God, and going like, ha, ha, ha. Oh God. Hegseth touted Trump's efforts to encourage U.S. allies to buy American defense technology. Why in God's name would any U.S. ally buy U.S. weapons? Are you insane? Are you completely insane? Did you see what they did to Ukraine? The Republicans Trump decided he wanted to help Russia. He wasn't even president yet. And he told the Republicans to cut off Ukraine, and they cut off Ukraine. Then Trump becomes president, so they cut off the weapons to Ukraine. Then Trump becomes president, and he cuts off the intelligence sharing with Ukraine, which Ukraine needs to use the weapons. Oh, hello. Thank you, Chicos. I've never noticed it actually like happening, even if I'm just talking, it goes. That's kind of cool. If you're Denmark, do you really want to be like dependent on U.S. weapons when Trump decides to invade Greenland? You really want to be like, that's what you want to be like? Really? He's crazy. You're nuts if you buy U.S. weapons at this point. Under a Democratic administration, great, totally safe. Under a Republican administration, you are waiting for them to punish you and to stop selling you parts, to stop selling you maintenance, to stop. Maybe there's some intelligence, something else you need. I'm sorry. I think, unfortunately. Thank you, Jennifer. Oh, we got lots of stuff here. Wait, we had a whale. Thank you, Jen. We got a whale, and we also had the Super Bowl from Russell. Now the whale gets you the Trump wig. We got our Trump wig for a minute. One moment. But yeah, I kind of feel like, although I feel like George Washington the way I've got it on now. I kind of feel like the European, I just think any ally, you're nuts. You're nuts. Here's the other problem. Okay. Forget even the invasion, but mind you, Trump very well may invade Greenland. So if you're Danes, forget it. But actually, not just Denmark. Trump invades Greenland. Denmark goes to war. Crazy, but it could easily happen. If that happens, what if the European? Oh, thank you, Jennifer. That's actually very funny that it worked over the wig. What if the Europeans then decide to defend Denmark? What if the Americans are able to somehow, I don't quite know how this works. Thank you again. You would need somebody who's more of a defense expert on the weapon side than I am. But I don't know to what degree the U.S. can other European countries come to Denmark's defense. Can the U.S. somehow pull the plugs on the weapons we sell those countries? Can we somehow make it so that their weapons are no longer usable or degrade or something? Right? That would be my concern. Is you run a serious chance of the Americans cutting off any European ally that comes to the defense of Greenland and Denmark, right? That's the problem. I'm sorry, but I wouldn't buy any military equipment from this country ever again. Until the Republicans grow up. It's the same reason, like I said, at this point, I wouldn't fly here either. I certainly wouldn't visit this country under a Republican administration. Now, under Trump, I wouldn't be caught dead stepping in this country. There's no way. I don't think it's safe. I don't think your privacy is safe. I don't think anything's safe. But on the weapons front too, forget it. Trump meeting with Orban today. Orban's the wannabe dictator of Hungary, pro-Putin. Trump he said to Biden, he goes, quote, this is the quote, Biden actually pushed for that war to happen, the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Biden actually pushed for that war to happen. Can you believe it? Nobody can believe it. Yeah, nobody can believe it because you're crazy and or lying. That's why nobody can believe it. Finally, this was kind of wild. So some guy passes off, if you noted, or passed out in the Oval Office with Trump. And they were doing something with a bunch of medical people. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was there, Mehmet Oz, whatever. And this old guy passes out. Well, a couple different things happened. First of all, Bobby Kennedy went running out of the room. I don't know what, I had the video. I lost it now. I don't know what that was about. Trump and the Trump thing, they're trying to defend him and say, no, that's not what happened. Bullshit. Because I went and pulled up the video. Trump, wait, where's the picture? Here's the picture. Hang on. This is the picture of Trump. I mean, it's a crazy photo. This is the picture of Trump as everybody's on the ground helping the guy. Okay. Now, it's a real photo because I'll show you the video in a second. I will show you guys. This is the real photo of Trump standing there looking like I couldn't care less. Now, it is a still of the video, but I want to show you something. Trump supporters are going, oh, no, it's just a still shot. That didn't happen. I want to show you the video, and I want you to pay close attention, okay? In this video, hang on here. In this video, you will see Trump kind of going, and then the guy's on the ground, mind you, passed out, could be dying. And rather than Trump sitting here going, okay, somebody come on, help, or get more, do we need to get some water? Like, you'd be focusing on the guy. Trump is sitting there like this. And eventually kind of just turns and looks the other way and doesn't turn back. That's the thing. He didn't turn back. I want to show you this now. All right. I will show you first so you can see. All right, there's Trump at his desk on the side. Check it out. He looks back, but now watch him. Watch next. Look at him. Look at him. Okay, you guys now. Watch Trump. At one point, he looks and then he looks back at the guy. He looks back at the guy. Now watch what Trump does. Watch carefully. He's looking forward. He's looking forward. He's looking forward. Yeah. This was not a case of Trump turned and turned back and they caught the picture at the wrong time. He was looking for a second and then he turned around because he was kind of like, well, okay, they're doing that. Now what do we do? I mean, something weird. Thank you, Tom, for that. He was posing for the cameras. He was annoyed the guy had screwed up maybe it is dementia. I don't know. He was annoyed the guy screwed up his photo op or something, right? Sasha, I don't trust you. No. Fine, you go real quick. I'm going to have to yell at you again. I can tell. It's coming right momentarily. Don't even. Oh my God! Like, hey! Jeez, my damn dog. My damn psycho dog. She just had dinner too. She just had dinner, but she's got to eat like a maniac. Yeah, it's bad, and they're all like on Twitter going, it was a out of context still frame. You saw the video. He kind of turns, he looks back at the guy. Mind you, he kind of looks away from the guy. He looks back, and then he just looks away, and he's like, and the looking away is basically like, great. Well, now what do we do? Right? Now what do we do? No, very bad stuff. Okay. I'm looking here, looking to get the dog back before she. Oh, maybe we're not eating today. Come in. Come on. Hey, come on. I see you. Yep, I see you. Thank you. Good job. All right. That's a little more like it. All right. Anyway, that is it for the news. Actually, that went pretty long, and I didn't think there was much news today. It is well, somebody on Facebook tweeted and wrote, oh, no, seriously? Well, the worst part is she wants to play with me later, and she picks up the toy for 2 seconds and then stops. She doesn't like me. I can try to pick her up. She does not like me picking her up. Oh shoot, what was I going to tell you with this? I'm forgetting now what I was going to, oh shoot, I can't remember now. Yeah, she's my co-host. I don't remember. I was going to say that she got me going. We're squeaking the toy. Oh, Facebook. Oh yeah. Somebody on Facebook wrote, let me find this actually. It was the most amazing comment. I was like, oh my God. Hold on. Oops. Let me see if I still have it here. Let me see here. 1 sec. I sent it to my nephew, so I should have it here. Oh, this is so annoying. There it is. Oh. You know what? I got rid of it because I set my signal to disappear after a day. Somebody tweeted and said on Facebook, I should say, somebody on Facebook writes, "That's America on the ground." Something to the effect of "That's America on the ground." That basically, and it is sort of it's such an iconic image, right? Of like what Trump did to the country. And Kennedy disappeared. The Kennedy thing was very weird. I don't know if somebody was trying to be generous and suggest like maybe he ran to get a resuscitator or something. Honestly, he looked like he just ran. Let me show you the Kennedy thing. The Kennedy thing was crazy. I mean, maybe he was running to get a resuscitator or something. I'm like, maybe. Hang on. One moment. Here it is. Okay, so check this out. Totally bizarre. You don't even need right? They turn and they see the guy, and then watch Kennedy though on the side there. I mean, it's almost as if he's running to get away or something. Hold on, this is the Jeep. Hold on. All right, let's start again. Oh, hey, stop it. Okay, here we go. So watch Kennedy there. They see the guy start to fall. And it's almost like Kennedy runs. It's the weirdest. Look at him, though. He's like, get me out of here. Now, the only thing I can figure is you want to think they've got a respirator or something, or one of those things you can use to shock your heart or something. That would be my hope, right? I mean, that would be my hope. Having said that, this is the White House. A defibrillator. Thank you. This is the White House. The Secret Service is watching the president at all times. He's not alone in the room. As soon as some guy goes down, the Secret Service knows. They go and they get the defibrillator or whatever they need to get. I'm not convinced that Kennedy, or what's an AED? Is that a defibrillator? Maybe. It seems a little strange though to me that he went running out. Like maybe Yeah, the worm told him to run. It's a weird story though. I'm still suspecting that he went to get help, but it looked like he ran, which is what's weird. Oh, they're not going to tell us what happened. I'm sure they're not going to tell. I mean, the guy has his own privacy issue anyway. The guy that got sick, but also this White House is never going to tell us, right? You know, but even calling 911. The Secret Service is watching this. I doubt the Secret Service is sitting there doing nothing as this guy collapses, right? You'd immediately call 911 and you'd call the White House doctor. And you're in a room full of doctors anyway. Dr. Oz is a doctor. I mean, you've got doctors in the room. But, yeah, very weird. Very weird. Anyway, all right. So, la 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 la. Now you want more water? Now I'll give you a touch of water because it's been an hour. One moment, guys. Let's give the dog her touch of water. You will get your touch of water. All right.